What up, YouTube? This is Geo Stealth R1, and well, felt a little nostalgic today, and decided to bust out my classic Rustler Mamba Monster edition from more than 13 years ago. And wow, if you look really close, the dust that is collected on this thing is pretty amazing. Back in the days, people were trying to go fast and breaking the 100 miles per hour on a remote control vehicle. And even back then, no one was really breaking anything, just breaking their RCs. They weren't breaking any records and stuff like that. And this is the beginning stages. There was really no Mod 1 pinions out there that went above 25 tooth. Fitting a 6S motor onto a Rustler was really unheard of. There had to be different types of transmission cases that had to be done. Foam tires, back then it was Jayco, then steel belted tires with GRP, and then BSR had their foam tires and stuff like that. It's been a while since I've actually looked. There's dust on this thing. And realistically speaking, there's probably, I don't even think some of the companies are still there anymore. I mean, that have placed with this car. I mean, I know the hub carriers, these 17 millimeter hub carriers, they don't make anymore. I don't know if Integy doesn't even make this type of transmission case anymore. This is one of my beginning things on wire mesh and, hooking up your car. RPM with colored RPM parts that are on this. There's the shock towers and the arms and stuff like that. Oh my god, look at this thing. Another Integy product, my bulkhead. I think this is the initial parts of when I started doing Spectrum, the DX3R Pro. That's the Mamba Monster 1 edition, which was better than the 2 in my opinion, because the 2 ended up having to deal with a lot of situations when it came down to one of their first creations on waterproofing. Where's Castle Creations right now? Oof. Well, that's a discussion for another time. But they were very much incorporated with Traxxas, and that was it for them. I think other companies that are out here, I mean, this is back then when I used to use my piggyback shocks from Integy, which, I've always wished I could change these out. I mean, maybe I should give it an update. If I was to update this RC, it would be the shocks. Maybe make this, the shocks would have to be updated, steering would have to be updated. The servo is still really good. Spectrum servo. This is my initial creation when it came down to telemetry on these units, and I took it off after a while. But yeah, there is the drive shafts, the older drive shafts, which, as you can see, they're pulling away right now. Wow, it's been so long. Titanium on the links. Man, like I said, you can't even get these. A lot of these parts you cannot even find anymore. But you know what? This should get a little bit of an update. There's a capacitor in the back. Wow. This is before these gyros on these things, just to give it a little bit more of a stabilization when you're going fast. But man, very nostalgic this RC is for me. And amongst other people that have done the RC game with Speed, my man, Ace Draven 3907, Mr. MRT Mustang 1, some of the originators that ended up doing it. I mean, you have a lot of other guys that have done it, years later or something like that. My man, Everyday RC. I remember this kid named Johnston Monster used to be doing stuff like that, and it's kind of crazy because when you look at the history of speed runs, you know what? A lot of people don't even talk about the Rustler and how much. I would love to see where Traxxas' numbers were when this came out. This was around the time the XO1 came out, just maybe a year before the XO1 or maybe 2 years before the XO1. And yeah, this is wow, T-Bone Racing. I don't even know if the company's still in existence. I bought this because I thought it was cool to, you know, give it a downforce. And I got this part because I kind of thought this would protect the motor, which realistically speaking, it maybe. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of scratches on this thing. You know what I mean? Visually from camera, when I show you like this, it's gonna look nice, you know, but yeah, this is where we're at with that. Yeah, so a little bit of history behind there. Like I said, a lot of products don't even get on this. I would love to change a few things out. Maybe this, like I said, what do you think? Or should I just leave this as a classic to where it should stay on the shelf? Anyway, rate, comment, subscribe. Until my fellas up on YouTube. Later.